Previously on the Midnight Channel.
And learned Auto Tarukaja. Okay then, I've become He-Ho Evil. Let us enter the Void.
Don't let it get away.
Oh, okay then. Well, on the one hand, it means that you, hit really hard, but on the other hand... And now, the fish smacking dance. And now, the smacking yourself in the face with your own fish dance. Oh, look, it's a Judgment Arcana card, and it's gone. Corn!
You with me, Teddy? I'm all over this. Enemy defeated.
Oh dear, it appears that I have suffered vital damage to my nether regions.
Defeated fast.
I guess that's rare footage of Silent Status actually doing something for us. That should get me Matarukaja or Neko Shogun. Yes, it will. I'm gonna try Fire Break, Mind Charge, Fire Amped Argidyne.
And now,
So, I've kind of got a lot of choice when it comes to future physical personas. I'm thinking of trying to find some way to fuse Oni and possibly Neko Shogun into Triglav once we're a few levels higher. Triglav has very good strength and agility, weakness to electric though, which is kind of a problem because Oni has no weaknesses. I sort of want no weaknesses for the boss of this dungeon. But I've also got, like, I'm really spoiled for choice when it comes to future physical personas because I also have Hanuman, who also has great strength. And starts with this, and also has Revival right off the bat, which is pretty nice. And even Orthoros is a decent option, because you've got really, really high strength. And also black spots. Was kind of thinking of fusing Genbu as well, because you've got amazing endurance, and I'm kind of going to need Temperance, I think, kind of soon. You learn Regenerate 2 naturally in a few levels. You start with Marakukaja. If I can get Neko Shogun into you, maybe? On the other hand, I might need this thing. So this is one of the most common ways to make Yatagarasu with Megiddo, because this thing starts with Megiddo. The problem is the eventual fusion recipe involving this requires me to give up Black Frost, which I really don't want. But I guess we'll see how expensive he is to get from the compendium. Yeah, these three are just random fusion fodder, so I guess I can go for this. It is a bit of a waste to be summoning you right now, since this is a Social Link Experience boost day, and we haven't even started Tower yet, but it is the best way to fuse Megiddo onto things. Also one of the easiest ways to get Mind Charge, but that requires a bit of a Social Link bonus. Parvati is essentially a better version of Undine, but I need a lover's persona before I leave this dungeon. But I really don't want to pass off a rank 9 experience, rank 9 Social Link bonus on a Social Link experience up day. So let's see. I will want Bufala. Maybe I should go for Ma Bufala. I like Mahama as well, but I also like having Garula. There are other ways I can do wind damage. There aren't that many ways I can use light at this point. So let's see just how much Parvati gets out of this. You also might want to fuse Parvati with good skills for way later in the game, I'll just say. A lot of things are learning Marakukaja right now. Okay, there's Divine Grace. That's one of the earliest sources of that. So that plus Medea Rama equals basically a full heal to the whole party. Okay, one ally old man. Yeah, I don't really need regular diorama, I think. So on a skill change day, Divine Grace can turn into some pretty crazy things, but unfortunately today is not a skill change day. I suppose this is just a cheap way to get power charge onto this thing. There are other ways I could fuse it, but it would require me to give up some much better personas like Oni. Flauros has always been a really weird design to me, because I can't tell whether that's armored part at the top is supposed to be its head, or if that's tiger head and its torso is supposed to be the head. And that pupil buffs crit rate, if I remember right, so that's gonna be pretty good. Oh, hey look, it's Kushi from Okami. Yeah, I like how she's a persona in this one. Aura Une was a persona that I fell back on in Q a lot, thanks to her being one of the earliest users of Salome's Kiss, but not so much in this one, although Makara-kan is not bad, but we have Korn to replace that, and your magic is very, very high for this point. Also, Old Man Blast! Like, as good as Neko Shogun is, I'm actually very, very tempted to go for this. Because I kind of want to pass down, obviously, Mataru Kaja, Null Physical. Elect Boosted Zionga has been pretty good for me so far, but I kind of want to pass on Power Charge as well. Oh, I could also get 4 elements. That's a really, really tough choice. Okay, definitely need to register Neko Shogun now, because the one that I had previously does not have Mataru Kaja registered. I'm using all of my fusion slots to get quad elements on you, and then I'm going to have to buy back Neko Shogun because I want Mataru Kaja in my persona stock on at least one thing. I just kind of wanted to go for quad elements. So, Aura Une's actual 3D model looks very, very different to her... I guess she's not completely a palette swap of Undine, but it looks very different to her, like, actual artwork, I find, but... The artwork in Persona Q matches her 3D model a lot more, which leads me to believe, and I can't believe I didn't notice this earlier, that all of the artworks for the Persona Q personas are actually just screenshots of their 3D models. I might actually have enough money to straight up do this fusion that I want, and also get Black Frost back. So, I guess I can just draw attention to the other way that people can potentially do this. Samael learns Megado at level 39, so the other way to fuse to Yatagarasu with Megado is to grind Samael up to that level and then fuse it with Mothman. That one doesn't require you to give up Black Frost. I'm sure there are ways of using Tao T that don't involve Black Frost, but this is just the easiest method. So, U plus Kusi will get us an Ares with Megado, and as for other skills, Growth 1 might not be bad. Don't really care about the last. Will Ares learn anything useful out of this big burst of Chariot experience? Power Charge! That's excellent. Oh yeah, you were almost at the level to learn that when I got rid of you last time, so that's kind of nice vindication there. Finally, Ares gets to learn Power Charge, only to immediately be fused into something else. In this case, we're gonna turn the Greek god of war into a 3-legged raven, / also Great Thief from Ace Attorney. Making sure to save first, we can then go Black Frost and Ares to get Yatagarasu, make sure we pass down Megado, and in terms of other things, I can get Double Charge. Also, other things like Growth 1 and Fire Amp and Masaku Kaja. Yeah, you know what? Oh, I could also get, like, Fire Amped Agidine. But right now, I think I'm just gonna go Double Charge, Null Physical. Now, in my first playthrough, this was actually where I got an accident. I got an accident fusing this exact persona. And I did not get it this time. Yatagarasu is a pretty commonly referenced thing in anything that references Japanese mythology. Many people know it as, again, from Ace Attorney, and also the ridiculously broken card from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really follow Yu-Gi-Oh! That much, but it has this effect where every time it does direct life point damage to your opponent, Null Fear... Okay, just to interrupt myself, Null Fear is excellent for the boss of this dungeon. But yeah, every time it does direct life point damage to your opponent, they don't get it to draw a card next turn, so you could just abuse that to lock them out of doing anything. It was kind of silly, and it quickly got Yatagarasu banned. There are some Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games where the AI is even smart enough to immediately resign when it knows it's being Yatta-locked. And now back in. I get the feeling this is as far as we're going to be taking the Emperor's social link this visit.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Writing desk? But yeah, I think she was supposed to say what kind of crow has 3 legs. Huh. Yes, words are very, very interesting. There's been a lot of philosophical discussions about the power of words and language and what exactly they mean in terms of human thought. But I'm more interested in finding out... What was the next one of your requests again? Yatafusa. Oh, right, that one. Okay, yeah. Yatafusa, I think, is way higher level than us right now. It's that one that I pointed out earlier. 49. You can conceivably be level 49 on the protagonist before the end of this dungeon, so... I mean, we could potentially go for this if we wanted to. It's not too hard to fuse you with Medea-rama as well, from what I remember, but... Narasima can be a little hard to get, though, and we don't have Thoth yet, either, so... Yeah, we might not be going for that one just yet. And yeah, now I remember what our final 2 requests are. We definitely can't do those yet. You almost forgot me, hee-ho! Yep, I almost forgot to buy you back. Gonna go ahead and do that because I like my fire-amped Ugidines. I swear on an earlier playthrough, I once got Black Frost with Fire Boost as well as Fire Amp, and that was really amazing. Yeah, I'll pay you. Is this the first time we're actually doing this? It might be. But with that, let's chase down the boy once more. So now I'm going to be switching my party back to, Chie is extremely underleveled right now, and I want her for the upcoming mini-boss of this dungeon anyway. Gonna take out Yosuke. I think I'll keep Yukiko for now, because she hasn't had a lot of, attention lately, and I'll swap in Kanji over Teddy. Huh, I guess the fox only heals your current party. That's interesting, I thought he healed everyone. Well, I mean, I have way too many of these, so I guess I can just use some. SP restoration isn't really that much of an issue later on in the game. Let's continue from Chapter 5. I don't think we've heard everyone's comments on the Butler suit and on Yukiko's agent suit. Well, I was about to say that this doesn't really gel with the aesthetic of an 8-bit RPG, and then I realized that's kinda Earthbound. Earthbound Beginnings, I mean, because the actual Earthbound is 16-bit. Yeah, I can see him being a, being a butler like that. Kind of wish that there was some kind of way to, make tea that gives you SP. Yeah, this really doesn't fit Kanji at all. He's kind of the exact opposite of that. I wonder if... Was that anime / manga even out at the time this... Well, this is Golden, so it probably was. That was the thing that people in my anime club used to call Crouching Tiger, Hidden Butler. I don't know what, like, whether to take that as an insult or not, to say that he looks good as a butler. I have a feeling Risei's gonna really appreciate this. Well, he does talk sometimes, and when he talks, it's usually amazing. That just reminded me, though, of, Persona 5, where, I just recently got the beach cutscene, and I forgot the protagonist had a full line of dialogue for that one.
4 enemies on the field. Get sight!
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen these things before. Anguish Basalt.
That one's totally weak. Better not lose.
Sound like something that Marie would like. Okay, so it's weak to electricity. So that's gonna be in Kanji's element, or alternatively, I can just switch to my new Alraune.
Enemies left. You're doing well. Oh, sick! That was perfect. Enemy down. Perfect. Leave this to me. Steady. You're wide open. Enemy down. Be gone.
Why do I get the feeling this isn't going to do much?
Couldn't quite
Oh,
beat
wow.
it.
That did quite a lot.
Time, GA. All right.
Hey, seeing this again. I put Chie in her winter casual outfit because I don't think we've really seen that much of it. She doesn't really have that much in the way of costumes I haven't shown yet. Oh boy, that's a lot of cards, most of which I can't really use. Unless I get a big chain of these. Nope, ends there. Oh well, at least we got Virtue. Anguish Stone. Sounds like a tune-in Bjorn thing, but anyway. First time being able to talk to Teddy in a dungeon. Dokudami T, but I'm more interested in what your talk conversation is. I don't think I've ever seen this one. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting, I'm sorry I tried to hit you with a shovel there. And again. So yeah, referencing this. Yeah, I was about to say that it kind of is, and then you said it for us. But he said that in his sad expression, which... Yeah, we'll get more into that later in his social link. I think one of the things that, oh, these things are cool.
There are
Strength
2 enemies.
Beetle.
Go for it's a no-brainer. I'm sure you'll win.
Like, even for, like, weak enemies, Rise has a lot more variety in her lines than Teddy. But I guess since Rise is the main navigator, it makes sense. You have her for a lot more of the game. Oh, Strength Beetle is only weak to Dark, and it seems to repel Fire, Ice, Elec, Wind, but it doesn't seem to be resistant to physical attacks. I don't think I have any Dark at all. But I guess I can go over to, who was... Yeah, I still have to use Oni for physical attacks. I was saying that even though a lot of people don't like Yosuke for some of his actions during the comedy scenes, his social link is generally very well liked, so he at least has that.
So persistent.
I'm just waiting until Butler Kanji hits a weakness because there's something that I've planned to say for him for a really long time. There are actually quite a lot of enemies in this dungeon, some of them that I rarely ever see in my playthrough, so I'm really hoping to show some of them. Well, that's one of them.
Yikes, what's with this thing? Don't give in.
This, we'll see this a bit later. Do you have both reflects on yourself now?
This one's strong. Watch
Protective Lexi. Yeah, these things I can't remember from Persona Q, but they can't guard other enemies in this one, but, well, they kind of can, but they use Tetrakan and Makarakan. What are you guys even weak to? I have a feeling that you're not weak to anything, but I could be wrong about that. Monomaniac Fuzz, by the way, is weak to electricity. Yeah, Protective Lexi has no weaknesses, and it resists fire, ice, elec, and wind. I had a feeling, these things usually have no weaknesses, but yeah, this thing here is weak to electricity, which means I will actually be able to go for Kanji's. This is, okay, so yeah, at least the game will tell you that there's a reflect in play so that you aren't an idiot and do that, but I'm gonna power charge this. Because usually, for things that have no weaknesses, the best course of action is to power charge or mind charge. And Chie, you're going next, actually. Guess I'll go for a crit on you, maybe? Well, I got one, but... Well, let's see if I can dizzy you. No, but you're outright dead, so it doesn't really matter. And, again, Yukiko is great for getting rid of Tetrakans. Are you perchance insinuating that I prefer the intimate company of the male gender?
Smooth moves there.
I had overly verbose one-liners prepared for all of the characters in their Butler outfits.
The enemy ran away. There's 2 left.
That's interesting. Guess they abandoned their allies when the situation looks bad. Well, apparently that was a level up. Wasn't a lot of experience, but I'll take it. This chest is shaking a lot, but that doesn't usually... Well, it meant a shadow in this case.
Enemy down.
It's my this is it.
Have we seen this before? I don't think we've seen this before. That's Kanji's follow-up attack. It's, yeah, it's an AoE attack, and in fact, it's one of the few AoE attacks that Kanji actually has. Stop tetracarning yourself. Okay, so I guess Kanji does say get bent outside of his original TV appearance. I thought that was like one of the few times in the whole game that he says that, and then the fandom treats it like it's his catchphrase, but no, he does say it during battle as well. So everything is just running away here. They all think they're metal slimes, apparently. I did not know that thing could run. I knew that Merciless Myers in Persona 3 could run. I obviously know Hands can run, but high counter? It's not nearly as good as it was in Persona 3. I've said this back in Chie's bio, but in that game, it had a 50% chance of repelling physical attacks. It's now 25%, which is still pretty good, but yeah, it's not nearly as ridiculous as it was there. But a high counter skill card, I'll have to register that with Marie before I teach that to anyone. Something else I've also noticed is because of the thin corridors in this place, we're not getting a lot of preemptive strikes. So we're hearing Time to Make History a lot more than Reach Out to the Truth.
It's a no-brainer. I'm sure you'll win.
Oh no, it's a baby. Avarice Bambino is weak to fire. Well, we have Yu-Gi-Oh in the party, so this battle is just gonna be quite easy. I was about to say that was pointless because I'm equipping a persona that nulls physical, but turns out it was more pointless than pointless because you just smacked yourself in the face.
2 enemies dead.
No Risei help there. Is that gonna finish them? Not really. That will, though.
You're too weak to fight me.
I mean, Kanji does look kind of cool in his Butler outfit, but it really doesn't suit him conceptually. Cruel Attack, okay. I feel like this is kind of just an objectively better Fatal End. I'll probably get rid of Elect Boost eventually, but for now, it's at least some more free damage on his electric skills. Cruel Attack, though, you want Kanji to learn that before the boss of this dungeon, especially if you have Power Charge on him, because this boss can be knocked down. Unfortunately, this door is not in front of a wall, so we don't know what's behind it. Yeah, another enemy that I couldn't ambush. Yu-Gi-Oh looks pretty cool in the agent outfit as well. Though I do like her kimonos. Oh yeah, still not very far into this floor at all. Yeah, on Time to Make History, it's an okay song. I just greatly prefer Reach Out to the Truth. In fact, Time to Make History is generally considered so meh by the fandom that in Arena Ultimax, they made it the song for one-hit KO attacks, and they had to release a patch that let you change it back to, I would say the name of the song that was the instant KO theme in the original Persona 4 Arena, but it's actually a huge spoiler, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, some people were wondering about this, but enemies do not get 2 turns when they're enraged. That was the case in Persona 3, but not in this one. I am liking this Fire Break Archidyne strategy against Hands, though. Okay, that gets you Mudo on. Well, at least I have a Mudo skill now, but... so this is a dilemma, because I'm not really using this, but if I get rid of that, then Ice Boost, by extension, becomes useless. So what do I... this is what I'm gonna get rid of that for now. I feel like Black Frost's main weakness is that his overall stats are a little bit mediocre for his level, but his resistances and getting Mind Charge are all fantastic. Oh, you're actually not that far off, Mediarama. So I'm kind of okay with deleting Medea for a bit, a few levels ago. Yeah, let's, speaking of Medea, let's go ahead and heal people. Oh yeah, by the way, that plus Divine Grace is basically a full party heal for much cheaper than Medea Rahan, which, you might be able to get that with some skill change luck at this point in the game. We got an Olive Stone and an Anguish Stone. Olives and Anguish. A very strange order at a pizza restaurant or something like that. Yeah, this floor was kind of a weird layout, but anyway. Why are you giving me ice cubes? Let's move to the next floor. Well, that was terrifying. I think he lost it a long time ago. You might notice that I don't really have that much of a tangent prepared for the second half of this dungeon like I did for the previous ones, and that's because things are getting a little bit more serious here, even though everything looks like a blocky 8-bit game and or Minecraft. But we're definitely infiltrating the mind of someone who's, yeah, definitely lost it at this point. Although I might as well say that, like, sometimes during my life, I have often, like, when dealing with things that I find a little hard to understand or things like that, I've kind of tried thinking about things like a game, but it honestly tends to make things more disturbing, so, yeah. Also, those screens with all of those flashing colors look like one of the punishments that the Pharaoh inflicted on someone in the Yu-Gi-Oh manga.
It's a no-brainer. I'm sure you'll win.
Anyway, Whimsical Papillon, I still don't know how to properly pronounce that, I'm pretty terrible at French, but it is weak to ice, okay, and there's also the Almighty Hand.
That looks totally weak. Better not lose.
I forget if they actually use Almighty or not, but let's not find out, hopefully. Oh, it's also weak to ice. However, the beetle there repels that, so I'm going to focus on getting rid of him first. Yeah, you were only weak to darkness, right? I can finally try this out. My darkness is far darker than yours. Isn't that an actual quote from someone in something? Rebellion, okay. Yeah, usually the butterfly enemies use either mass buffs or mass debuffs. And here we see both of them. They're pretty much support party members. Now, I believe the Almighty Hand was weak to wind in the original PS2 game, but here it's weak to ice. And we'll want to remember that it's weak to ice for, certain reasons that will become apparent later. Because the Almighty Hand is going to be showing up as, well, let's just say it'll be a minion of this place's mini-boss. Resistant to physical, that's not good for Kanji, but let's just wait until it comes around to our, well, I mean, I could use Ice on Black Frost, but I kind of want Alrauna to get the experience because she'll learn Makarakan. And I guess I can ice you with this. Or I could have used one of the ice cubes that I found. Okay, yeah, so a lot of your model animations are repurposed from Undine's, but some of them aren't. Now I'll take these. Just to get a sweet bonus. I kind of doubt that the items from this would have been, that helpful. I don't really find myself using a lot of the Daidara items, because you generally need to grind a ton in order to get anything really decent there. And as you've seen in a few chests, you can find really good pieces of armor quite easily in, like, gold chests and things like that anyway. Speaking of gold, get back here. Double gold. Thief Dagger. I believe that Tanaka sells that on his show at one point. Oh boy, 3 of them.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't let it get away.
Actually got all 3 of them, and if this is an experience card, there is an experience card there. There is also no items, but I don't think that really matters that much. And I also get free power charge fodder too. That was a very, very good fight. I'm just waiting to see how much experience we get out of this and how many levels. Holy crap!
Alright, senpai.
Okay, already enough for Triglove. And I intentionally equipped you so that you learn Makara-kan. And Andra levels up. I really need to get rid of Andra. Dodge Wind. I don't really care about that. Single target full healing. Do I want that over anything else you currently have? I have Aguilar on a lot of other things, and that's, well, I would say unresistible, but it isn't in this game, but at least it's unnullable. Cool Breeze is an interesting skill, and yeah, she skips a few levels and gets Black Spot, which is basically a straight upgrade on Assault Dive, so I'll swap that out. And at this point, Chie is in this awkward mid-game phase that a lot of people like to call Chie's Black Spot phase, but she doesn't get anything that great for a little while. Kanji just keeps learning decent skills. I still feel like if Chie and Kanji swapped learn sets, they'd be even better, because Chie has better magic. She'd definitely appreciate the boost and amp skills and better magic skills, whereas Kanji would definitely appreciate the AoE physical attacks.
You're off to a good start.
Don't think I've mentioned this before, but the on versions of like Hammer and Mudo, I will have to stop talking because this is a new mechanic. This is a cavalry attack. And well, yeah, that's basically typical Yosuke. But the way that cavalry attacks work is that after that cutscene where everyone talks about getting their licenses, I think at this point only Yosuke, Kanji, and Teddy have access to it because I don't know if the others have actually got bikes yet. But after that bikes scene where they talk about going to the beach, then you unlock cavalry attacks. Characters who are not in the current party can randomly offer to back up with a bike attack that basically acts the same way follow-up attacks do for people who are in the party. It's usually a guaranteed critical, but some of them, like Kanji's, are AoE, so there are a few special effects to some of them. Kanji's one's actually pretty great, I hope we get to see that eventually. That's interesting. Yeah, that'll turn boost skills into amp skills, and can also turn the auto skills into auto mask skills, so I could have potentially got auto Masuku, which would be kind of nice. Oh, hi there.
Ooh, a rare one. Don't let it get away.
Did you just summon a bunch of other hands in one turn? That's against the rules, isn't it? Okay, I did about 225 with Ice Boost. How much am I doing with Ice Amp? A little bit more. Boost and Amp are a lot better when you stack them together, obviously. And since only one of these in effect, I'm going to go for the Mind Charge, Fire Break, Argidyne strategy. But what I was saying before is that the Hamon and Mudaon have a 60% base chance of succeeding with their instant death effects, so against enemies that are weak to them, I don't know what the exact multiplier is, but I'm guessing it's pretty high. Like, it's almost guaranteed instant death against things that are weak to them. They buff the regular Hammer and Mudo skills a lot in Persona 4 compared to Persona 3. Now, not quite to the ridiculous extent that they were buffed in Persona Q, where they also scale off your... I think they do also scale off your luck stat in this game as well, but not nearly as much. And there's also no impure reach in this game. Oh, great. Rebellion is actually really bad on hands because, as I've said before, if they crit, then they immediately run. But, yeah, they're still a lot better than they were in Persona 3, which makes Hammer and Mudo focused characters a bit indirectly buffed. Black Spot, in terms of attack names, it's always something that I've considered kind of weird. Like, why would you name a physical attack after a phenomenon of the sun? But it's not a, like, translation issue. In Japanese, it's something kind of similar. Do I have a, this is worth the experience. Hell Magatama. Oh, okay, so you could do something kind of... I knew that these things did have something crazy they could do, but I forgot it was that. I thought it was something almighty, but yeah, they can actually God's Hand you, which is the one, I think it's this, is it the second strongest physical attack in the game? Oh boy, half experience, half money. Now's a good time for a fool. Dang it. I have to choose that, don't I? No, I can avoid choosing it, great. Yeah, that was almost close.
Did I level up? Yes, I leveled up!
And there we go, Rise finally learned something. Treasure radar. So now, if we press the map button... Yeah, we can see exactly where chests are. It also indirectly, I said this before in Rise's bio, but I guess if you missed that, I'll say it again. It's an indirect indicator of where the stairs are, because chests will never spawn in the stairs room. Oh yeah, Cool Breeze, never showed this before, but this is actually a great skill to get, so I'd recommend grinding Yatagarasu against hands.
We have at it! I live for this part!
I'm sure he would have said that at some point before, but I haven't really, really commented on that line by kanji, the I live for this part. It's another commonly quoted kanji line. Torrent Shot is just a better kill rush, basically, so I'm looking forward to getting that. And let's see what we got in here. Frost Magatama. That actually was kind of worth going this far for.
Yo, I'll send you to hell! Get back!
Enemy down. Show 'em what you've got, Kanji.
Yeah, downside of kanji's follow-up is that it doesn't always hit everything. And next floor.
Good morning. Did you slept well? I hear a girl was killed last night. The noise from the arcade was bad, but can you go buy some coffee from the cafe and the police cars? Thanks. I can't even safely walk around. I can safely withdraw cash now. Have you heard? Good morning. Don't be out dangerously late, okay? Relax and don't let your guard down.
Yeah, the game's pulling bits of dialogue from all over the place and starting to glitch up a bit. Well, I think we should be more scared. We're going to be the ones actually fighting him. Oh, it's this floor. Okay, so if we step in here... Ah! Oh, there's also a hand over here. I'll fight this thing, then I'll explain this floor's gimmick. Okay, then. We now have access to an alternative method of fighting these things, I just realized. I said earlier that these things really don't like almighty attacks, and normally that means the all-out attack, but now we actually have access to our own form of almighty damage. Black Spot's pretty expensive in terms of HP. Or, you know, we could just all-out attack them and I waste all of my SP for that mind charge and don't get to actually show this.
Lay down and die already!
You ready, Uchiko? I'm with you.
Okay, we'll see if I even get to do this. Because they might just straight up die anyway. That was a complete waste of a mind charge. Oh, actually, maybe not.
What? Again?
I mean, these things aren't hands, but still. Ardent Dancer.
It's a no-brainer. I'm sure you'll win.
These things are weak to fire. Okay, that's great. Yukiko can just finish them. Or I can do this. This would have done really heavy damage to those hands. But it did pretty heavy damage here too. It says something when even the lowest level almighty skill is still considered medium damage. Also, I think all of the Negado spells got their cost lowered significantly in Golden compared to the original Persona 4.
Alright, senpai. I leveled up!
We are just leaving everyone else in the dust, aren't we? I'm probably going to have to grind Yosuke and Teddy a little bit. And there's Mediarama, so I can go ahead and replace that.
More power for me!
Yeah, Kanji's strength gets very high very quickly. Okay then, which way was I going again? This way? Nope, this way? Okay, so it's very easy to get turned around and distracted in this floor, but there's actually a trick to it. The flipping your map orientation. It happens when you cross these junctions, however, it's only the very center of these junctions that does it. So if you hug the edges, like, you can avoid having your view flipped around. It doesn't actually flip like the floor at all, it just flips your view, but it makes you think the floor is being flipped around. But if you avoid touching the very center of these, then you'll avoid that effect. So this floor is actually quite easy once you know the trick. I don't know if that was even intentional or if it was just like a quirk of the programming. If I'm just avoiding the event trigger like this. But then again, this is an NES RPG. Avoiding event triggers to freak out the game is something that commonly happens. You know, you probably could have mentioned that earlier. But I guess Yukiko can do this. I'm surprised that wasn't a full heal on Chie. She does still have Divine Grace, right? But anyway, just like the floor of teleport mazes and daggers earlier, this one is one where you'll want to explore around the whole thing. Because there's a door there, and you know what?
Kanji, your defense has been lowered.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get all of these stat lower quotes from Rise for every party member, because that really helps for the Hardcore Rosette fan trophy. But actually, we've already found the exit, right? Let's head out of here. So I'm sure a lot of you are going to be saying, you missed something on this floor. I'll get to that later, because it's not really that obvious exactly what we've missed if we get it on our first pass through this place.